Hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. Hope you had a good week. King Ahab, who I told you about last week, hasn't been having a good time. And in fact, really neither has the prophet Elijah, who was also a big part of our story. If you remember, Elijah had told the king it wasn't going to rain. And now we're 3 years down the line. 3 years of drought and things are getting desperate. So God tells Elijah to go see Ahab. And Elijah lays down something of a challenge. The reason for the lack of rain is simply that Ahab has led the people to worship some of the false gods of nations around them, and gods that his wife Jezebel likes. So Elijah told Ahab to bring all the prophets of these gods, Baal and Asherah, to meet him at one of the mountains. So they all arrive. The best part of 1,000 prophets for these two gods, and Elijah as the sole representative of Israel's God. The king and many of the other Israelite people who want to see what's going to happen, they all come as well. I think they're probably also quite keen on making sure that one of the outcomes of this day is rain, but let's see what happens later. So Elijah lays down the challenge. 2 animals are brought, and he tells them to choose one and prepare it as a sacrifice to their God. Get everything ready, he says, but don't light the fire, because this is in the days where the sacrifice would be burnt. Instead, pray to your God, I'll pray to my God, and whichever God sends fire to burn the sacrifice, that's the God that has proved themselves and the people should follow. So Elijah says, well, you go first. After all, there's more of you. They already have an altar there ready. Everything is sorted. So they prepare everything and they gather around and they start praying and chanting and dancing and calling on their God to light the fire. All morning they keep going. By lunchtime, Elijah starts winding them up a bit, asking if maybe their God is away on a visit or caught short on the toilet, maybe. They get more frantic. They keep going all afternoon, but nothing happens. Eventually, as evening comes, it gets close to the traditional time for sacrificing to Israel's God. So Elijah says, enough. You've had all day. It's my turn. So he rebuilds the altar that's been in ruins there to God. He prepares the wood, he prepares the animal, and then he digs a ditch all around it all. Very strange. And he asks for water to be brought. Somehow, they manage to find a lot of water. They bring it in big jars, and they soak the wood, they soak the altar, they soak the meat, and it fills this ditch that Elijah's dug. When it's all done, Elijah stands back and begins to pray. This is what he said. Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel and that I am your servant and have done all these things at your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, so that these people will know that you, Lord, are God and that you are turning their hearts back again. Now, before he even finishes that short opening statement, the sacrifice is burning. Not just a little, but everything. The stones, the water in the ditch, the meat, everything is engulfed in flame. And the people and the king realise just how wrong they've been getting it. And they start to worship Israel's God again. So now the people have turned back. Elijah prays for rain. He sends his servant to go and look and see if there are any clouds. 7 times he prays and the servant looks. And then they see a cloud, really small, but nevertheless a cloud. Soon afterwards there was a huge rainstorm, so much so that the wheels of King Ahab's chariot were in danger of getting completely stuck in the mud. You know, Elijah was so confident, so sure of his faith in God. He knew everything was going to be well. This whole episode would have been very different. It would have had a very different ending if God hadn't sent that fire. But Elijah knew God would be with him. You know, for me, I also know that God is with me all day, every day. I know that when it comes right down to the wire, I'm not alone. Even the very best of friends can't always be there when we really need them. But my experience is that God is always there. He's never missing when we need him. I'd love to tell you more about that. I mean, if you want to hear, just contact me or come and see us one Sunday afternoon, just outside number 44 Lindbergh Road, anytime between 2 and 5. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.